What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Play Orion Trail with DogAndPony. I'm DogAndPony, and this is Orion Trail. We are doing something new today, I think. Yeah, this is going to be our first attempt at quadrilateral quadrant. Galaxy Force doesn't know much about this angular area. Truth be told, they find the entire quadrant very obtuse, and they hope that someone can chart it out. That was a cute angle pun. I think I read that description at the end of the last episode, so my apologies for reading it again, but I'm not really that sorry. So let's engage. All right, who do we want to be our captain? What if we did diplomacy last time, right? Do you want to do a attack heavy run this time, or bravado? I want to go bravado and science with Jania Leeway. Jania? Jane? I don't know. Alright, she is a daring and confident leader known for her I just bit the inside of my mouth. That hurt. Known for her snap decision making, she will boldly go into the most dangerous sections of space without any regard for the consequences. Except, I should have changed her name to Jane just to make things easier. We got someone with 2 diplomacy, or we could go 1 diplomacy, 1 bravado, or 2 science. I want to go bravado, as much as that would boost our science if we did this one. I really want to go bravado. We also get attack out of this one, so I think this is a good move here. All right, next we got our chief engineer. We could go for more science, we could go for more diplomacy, plus some tactics. We don't have any tactics, so it might be a good idea to get those in there. And hopefully we get someone with bravado for this last one. Nothing. That's crappy. But we could get 2 things up to 3 and leave. Okay, if we go with Danilog, we get attack up to 3, tactics stays at 2, and then diplomacy's up to 3, as well as science and bravado. If we go with Zachary Gary Mort, we get tactics and diplomacy at 3, with attack at 2. I like Danilog. I like his hat, whatever that happens to be. So we're gonna go with Danilog. Accept. All right. There's the goal. This is a very interesting looking, what is it, galaxy? I'm going with galaxy. Star system, probably more accurate. Choose your starting resources. Well, obviously we need a little bit of extra hull here. Fuel versus food. Well, if we divide food by 3, we get 40. If we divide fuel by 10, we get 40. So we want to boost those evenly. Those both start at 40 units. So plus 50, plus 15. Yeah, that's even. We'll do 2 more in each of those. We'll do 1 crew. Well, 2. 1 coin into crew. And then 1 more to hull. I think it's a pretty good starting position. Probably shouldn't spend that much time thinking about it. This is just really interesting. It's so even. Wow. Okay. So, do we want to go to this planet? I mean, we can't right now, but we'll get an opportunity to soon. We can go to plus mystery, and then followed by plus food, or plus food, or plus food, or plus mystery. I think we'll go to the plus mystery first, and then go to the one that gives us food or mystery. I think that's a decent starting move. It doesn't super matter. All right. I wanted to go bravado focused. We didn't end up that way in our actual stats, but an enormous space manatee looms before the ship. Per the secondary directive, you order the ship to engage the majestic creature for science. Closer, closer, too close. The manatee lunges, swallowing the ship whole. We can have intestinal difficulties, or we can shoot our way out. We get food if we shoot our way out, but we lose crew. We get mystery if we choose intestinal difficulties, but we also lose crew. I don't want to lose mystery because that could be, or no, we're not losing mystery here. We're gaining mystery. You know what? Let's do it. We wanted to go bravado anyway. Not one to dwell on previous setbacks, you decide that this situation calls for bold, decisive action. It doesn't get much bolder or decisiver than an immediate jump to warp from the middle of giant space aliens' intestine. Engage. We don't have great odds. We have like half odds. But we got a critical success. So, you know what? Never tell me the odds. Okay. Just as you expected, jumping to warp from inside a manatee causes you to slip briefly into a parallel dimension. In this world, the manatee was trapped inside your ship. You ponder the implications before snapping back to your own universe. +2 science and +1 science brings us to +3 science. Simple arithmetic. Moving on, that means we now have 6 science ability, incredibly enough. Which means maybe we won't be having a bravado focused run after all. That was some pretty nice training, but I think at this point we should probably try to get a little bit of resources going on. Though, you know, boosting our abilities really early on is going to be a lot better than boosting our resources really early on, because it'll allow us to boost our resources further later. A green star, very unusual, plus food. Based on what I just said, though, I think we should go plus mystery. We do have more options from the top one, though, so let's check out what these are. Plus mystery, plus mystery. They're both plus mystery, and they both lead to the planet if we chose to go there. Vacation destination, a gorgeous tropical planet orbits this star. That'll be an away mission. Those are typically very long and don't really have good payouts, which is, of course, a major downside of this game. I'm gonna go to this one. Let's boldly go where no man has gone before. May or may not be true, but either way, it's a mystery. Arbitrary arbitration. You are hailed by a nearby planet, Mercurium, which customarily flags down travelers to have them weigh in on, I don't know what just happened in my brain there. Customarily flags down travelers to have them weigh in on legal matters. There we go. My apologies. You agree and find out your task is to settle a dispute over a property line between 2 of the planet's inhabitants. Something about that sentence broke me. Study up, do it right. Blast their silly proceedings or wing it. We don't have a science option. Bravado and attack are equal. Tactics, obviously not. We're gonna wing it, because I still like the idea of bravado, and I don't want to lose mystery, because that could be hull. Choosing tactics, we would lose hull. Choosing the mystery, we could lose hull. This way we only lose food, and we can deal with that for now. You took a few distance learning courses in law at highly ranked University of Space Cadets, USC, which totally qualifies you as a legal expert, right? What could go wrong? Once again, even odds. Ooh, critical failure. I guess that balances out our critical success earlier, or could even be much worse. Apparently, you should get a refund for your courses, which didn't actually prepare you for practicing real intergalactic law. The lawyers argue circles around you until your head hurts so much you need to visit the sick bay for a few days. We lost 100 fuel and 60 food. That's really bad. We lost twice as much food as fuel from a usage standpoint, and we also lost 1 diplomacy. Hopefully that person didn't have any diplomacy to begin with. They didn't. We actually didn't lose any diplomacy. Thank goodness. Checking it again. Yeah, we still have 3 diplomacy. I guess that's not so bad then. We do need to pick up some food and fuel now. But unfortunately, all we have is this plus mystery option. Set a course. It's probably a good idea to always go to the one that gives you 2 options, but since we can see ahead and see what they actually are, it doesn't matter that much. Alarms begin to blare. Wow, this sucks. You've entered space controlled by the Analog Collective. Their rudimentary technology slipped by your sensors. Nearly a dozen hodgepodge cubes float into view. You don't think you've been detected yet. We could power down and sneak by, which would lose us hull, but gain us fuel. We could full power to the engines, which would lose us fuel potentially, but gain us something mysterious. I want to gain fuel, and I'm not so worried about losing hull, because we do have 9. I didn't want to lose it early on, but now that we are pretty low on fuel, I think that was a pretty decent choice. Let's hope that it pays off. Failure is not what I wanted. Continue. You coast through the field of floating analog cubes. To your horror, one of the cubes, completely oblivious to you, floats into your path without your engines. The only thing you can do is fly right through it. So you do. We lost 3 hull, which brings us to the starting point of 6. Well, the default starting point. We obviously started with 9, but you get what I'm saying. Plus crew, or plus mystery at a planet. Which leads us to mystery, or food. I actually want to go to the food, which means I might pass up on this planet. There's more, away missions. Let's look a little bit further ahead. Plus mystery. Can we see any of these? Oh, that one's a trading depot of sorts. That's food as well. So we could technically go to the planet, then go to mystery, then go mystery, then food. Or even food first. Okay, you know what? We'll do the gosh darn away mission. I give up. I give up trying to justify not doing it. Starved for attention. Two crew you just sent out on a scouting mission a few days ago have just reported back that they've been stranded on a nearby moon without any food. They've fixed your shuttle, but if you don't send them something to eat, they'll starve to death. We can send them food, or we can tighten those belts. We're either going to lose food or lose 2 crew members. I think we can more readily afford to lose the crew members. You're confident that they'll be fine. All they need to do is put on the belts, tighten them, and just suck it up. After 2 days, their shuttle rendezvous with you, and it turns out they are not fine. Lose 2 crew. Moving on. We still have enough crew for an away mission. Relaxation time. As you approach this baby blue planet, you are overwhelmed by its aura of tranquility, beauty, and overpriced luxury. There can be no doubt this is the legendary resort planet, Bahama Maka 7. Your officers make their best puppy dog eyes. Okay, sure. They deserve this. Select away team leader. This doesn't sound like an away mission. This sounds like a vacation. Shouldn't everyone get to go? We need someone with a high single stat. Okay, our best person here is Danalog. He's got 4. She's only got 3, and she's only got 3, so Danalog. Checking in, the away team beams into Bahama Maka's lobby, and it's packed. This place is even more popular than they imagined. Other than someone crying by the concierge, everyone here seems super excited. Check in and head to other rooms, or what's with the crying? What do we got? Attack, diplomacy, and science. I'm gonna say check in and head to their rooms. After handing your Galaxy Force datapad to the staff and telling them to charge whatever, Danalog is handed a set of old-school physical keys. The away team practically skips to the grand elevator up to the rooms. Moving on. 1 loud neighbor. This room is the epitome of luxury. It opens to a view of the ocean, and the bed is made out of warp weasel fur. The room even pulses in hypnotic rhythm. No, wait, that's the neighboring room playing music very, very loudly. We'll inform the resort management. I don't know, confronting the neighbor might use our attack. I'm just now realizing, and this, I could be entirely wrong in this assumption, but is it possible that doing these away missions gives us an option to choose the correct choice and not have to do something? Or like if we select inform resort management, maybe we move on to another text-based thing. Whereas if we choose confront the neighbor, we'll have to do a probability drive based thing. I was initially under the assumption that both would eventually lead to probability drive usage, but I want to try to choose the safer one that makes it seem like maybe we don't need to use the probability drive, and see if there's just one ultimate positive ending that doesn't lose any of our away team. I don't know, it's possible. I'm gonna inform the resort management. Danalog is on vacation. They shouldn't have to deal with stuff like this. They march off to the staff quarters with a big enough fuss. Surely they can find someone else to deal with the problem. Moving on. After the team, okay, this is kind of what I was expecting. I was hoping it would go the other way, but we probably should have chosen the other one because we did have, I would assume attack was going to be one of those, and we have 2 attack. After the team explains the situation, the management informs the team that the offending neighbor is none other than the evil space DJ, L Dread. Making this a precarious situation. Oh dear, we can throw a tantrum, we can ask that L Dread be moved, or we could submit a sound decibel analysis. They're all plus and minus mystery. These 2 are basically the same. I think this one will probably lead to attack. Actually, either of them will probably lead to something that needs our attack, but let's do this one. You just want the annoying music to stop so your away team can sleep. Perhaps the best way to get Eldred moved. Perhaps the best way is to get Eldred moved to a different room. We only get +1. That's a critical success in these 2, and then regular successes that lose us a crew, which is what we hit, and then failures, and then critical failure, of course. Continuing, Eldred gets moved. Your away team is so happy they throw a party in the room to celebrate. Landerax, inebriated and dancing around with a lampshade on their head, falls over the balcony. See, in case you haven't watched these already, Landerax was one of our crew members. He is now dead. In the morning, everything becomes clear. The team arrived in Bahama Meka 7 at the same time as the annual EvilCon, a gathering of the galaxy's villains. From the dangerous and cunning to the downright incompetent, this could complicate things. Play some volleyball, check out the Evil Expo. Let's check out the Evil Expo. That sounds reasonable. You may have not intended to send your away team to a villain convention, but that's where they are, and you'd be remiss if you didn't snoop around. And you ordered Analog to check out the convention floor. Moving on. Among the many events at EvilCon are specialty talks given by some of the galaxy's most feared villains. If the team attends one of these lectures, maybe Analog could learn more about how they tick. But which one? Becoming a military mastermind, the science of style, or around diplomacy, read their minds. We're going to become a military mastermind because this uses attack and we've got to. Becoming a military mastermind, a talk by disgraced Galaxy Force General Evelyn Kong. I'm guessing Kong, not Kang, because it's supposed to probably be a pun on Khan from, Star Trek. Has quite the line to get in. She's legendary. The team prepares to show their badges and hand over their phasers at the door. Engage. Now we have 3 chances for critical success, but we're probably gonna hit critical failure. That's gosh darn awful. As the lights dim, Kong whips out her phasers, holding the entire audience hostage. Rule 1, never put yourselves at your enemy's mercy. Only those who snuck phasers in their socks make it out of the talk. Danalog loses 1 HP, which is actually better than losing a crew member in my head right now. Maybe not. Obviously we only have one choice here, but I'll read the situation anyway. At a lunch buffet catered by the Undertaker, a tall black man in a makeshift villain costume piles crumpets on a plate. It's your friend, Sergeant Desmond Popo of the Space Police. Undercover at EvilCon. That outfit is so bad, he needs help. Okay. We're going to call the health inspector, because it's the only one where we actually get a bonus. We don't have one for tactics or bravado. Nothing will close a buffet quicker than calling in the Galactic Health Inspectors. Those guys shut down everything. Heck, as a bonus, you'll have a chance to stop the Underbaker once and for all. Hopefully we get at least a success here. I'd love a critical success. No such luck, but success either way. Continue. As the inspectors arrive, the Underbaker's lip quivers. He tries to do something nice just once, making everybody lunch. He flings a spatula in the air, skewering nil orbis. Well, at least Sergeant Popo is safe. Lost another one of our ground crew, our away team, but that's probably fine. Okay. Well, the away team has survived by some measure, morning shenanigans and an eventful lunch, and according to the pamphlet Danalog picked up, the resort has organized several activities for the evening. Neat! Let's go to Space Luau, Dungeons and Drogons, actually, with Invarial. Space Luau. Sounds relaxing, a historical Earth tradition which has been appropriated and distorted by countless cultures. No space vacation is complete without a Space Luau. At least that's what you've been told by the Space Luau Promotion Bureau. Alright, moving on. EvilCon's luau is surprisingly classy. Sligar is roasting on a spit, and the Grabulon luau dancers are great. Dazer Beams, nursing a drink and looking bored, is flanked by Raculot and Tad, that jerk from your ship. Both are hitting on her badly. So, who's Dazer Beams? I don't know. That's okay. Hang out with them, get Dazer Beams out of there, or ask Raculot about fabrics. I don't want to hang out with them. I'm going to ask Raculot about fabrics. The best way to appeal to Raculot in any situation is to talk to him about fabric blends. You suggest to Danilog that they do so, both to get closer to Raculot and to help Dazer Beams escape him if she wants to. I think that's a sensible choice. Come on, success. Oh, come on, no criticals. Critical failure. The crew doesn't know. Wow. Okay, the crew doesn't know enough about fabric to keep up with Raculot. Their facade unravels so badly that it makes their uniforms unravel too, and the naked crew members die of embarrassment. That's -2 to our ground team. And -1 bravado. Luckily, we didn't have any bravado, so we couldn't lose that. Apparently, it's a tradition for all the villains to try to destroy each other. None of them ever die, of course, though bystanders do. The away team needs to side with one of them in order to avoid being those bystanders, but who? Dazer Beams. Because it's attack-based, and that's what we need. Dazzling, dangerous, and definitely the right choice, Danilog deploys diplomacy delicately. I'm glad that we had someone named Danilog. I gotta start this one over because that was beautiful. Dazzling, dangerous, and definitely the right choice, Danilog deploys diplomacy delicately, and Dazer Beams decides to dedicate herself to destroying. Let's just say a temporary alliance was formed. That could have been anyone, and I'm so glad it was Danilog. Engage. I mean, it could have been any of our other bridge crew members. We chose Danilog. Critical failure. Oh my god. Okay, regular failure. That was beautiful. Continue. Could have gone better, of course, but it didn't go worse. Dazer Beams unleashes her bearded shark rat on the room. As Echo rampages around the room, nipping at villains and crew alike, Dazer Beams periodically rewards their good behavior with shark rat snacks. -2 more crew. We're down to only 2, which decreases our chances very much of any success. With the fighting done, all that remains is the highlight of EvilCon, the Villain's Choice Awards. As Eldred pumps the bass, villains get up on stage to receive various honors. Surprisingly, Danilog is called up for most diabolical plan, for best hench people, for audience choice. We get plus mystery, plus crew, or plus food. We need food. Oh, you know what? We're going to 2 food planets. I should have gone with crew. There's no trophy for this, the Underbaker sneers. It's no real award, but I will bake your crew the sweet of your choice. Oh, there was no chance of failure there. It was just, yeah, cool. Just once. The team picks the galaxy's largest souffle. It's delicious, and the leftover alcohol makes great fuel. So we actually got fuel and food out of that, making up for what we lost previously. I think exactly what we lost previously. Moving on. Vacation's end, suddenly Sergeant Desmond Popo crashes through a ceiling vent, accompanied by a platoon of space police. As the cops chase the fleeing villains down, Danilog realizes that they have had just about enough of Bahama Meka 7. Head back to the ship. Clutching their reward in hand, Danilog and the surviving away team beams back up to the Indestructible 2. When the other officer asks how the vacation was, they just shrug and note that they've had better. We got 2 crew members. That's just the 2 we brought on the away mission. You know, 2 of the 8 that we brought on the away mission. Moving on. I do think we still need more food, so we'll go with whatever gets us food, which is this way? This way first. Set a course. I don't want to go to the trading stop. I don't know if we'll go to the next planet. I'm thinking not. You're so... Efficiency is efficient. You're so excited the last time you were at Omega Mart, you invested in the state-of-the-art efficiency management machine, the TFS 9000 Efficiinator. After months waiting, it's finally here. You can't wait to try out all its functions. We're going to look under the hood, because that's science and that's what we've got the most of. You're really curious about how this spectacular machine works. You and your science team decided to take off the casing and look at the circuitry to learn what you can. Engage. Very little chance of failure, but it could still happen. Success! Great. Really close to critical success, but I ain't complaining. The TFS 9000 offers to train you itself for efficiency's sake. Your intern takes over for you for a week as you focus on retraining. When you get back, you're the most qualified TFS 9000 operator on staff. Neat. +1 science. This is turning into a science run here. Despite trying to start it out as a bravado run. A high mass star near the end of its lifespan gives us food. Somehow, we'll find out how in just a second. You're hailed by an enterprising young oculoid squiddling in a space cadet uniform. Please, Captain, it says, holding a tempting box of baked goods in its tentacle. The pod who sells the most cookies gets to go to space camp. Can we afford to lose crew? I mean, we're either gonna lose crew or crew food, fuel, hull, or something even worse. I'm gonna go with crew because it's the evil, space cadet cookies. Oh, hell yes. You sign up for many, many boxes. Encourage your crew to do the same. The squiddling is overjoyed. Thank you, sir. Your order will be beamed over to you shortly. Our pod gets to go to space camp because of you. Engage. Half odds. Success. Continue. The squiddling tells its whole pod, and soon every squiddling in the pod is offering nickel narfs to people on your ship, which is great, except that now some of your crew members fail weight requirement on their physicals. -2 crew, but +36 food. It's actually pretty bad. We don't want to lose any more crew, so we're not going to do an away mission. We're going to do this plus food in the Orange Nebula. I think we're technically still better on food than we were on fuel. Yep. I'm going to make that a definitely yes. Even countered a gravestone. Let's pay our respects. Captain Nemo, be careful when skinny dipping on uncharted water planets. That's nice. A tendril of... Oh, she didn't have any science. Did she? She has 6 science, so we're going to lose 1 of our science. A tendril of lightning appears on the gravestone and zaps your personal ammo. Anomal locator vaporizing it. You're confident that no data was ever backed up. -1 science. Moving on. We're now back down to 6 science. We can deal. Dimensional rift. Your anomal locator whirls to life, alerting you to a developing interdimensional rift ahead. I wonder what the odds of the anomal locator being zapped and then immediately getting something to do with it are. It's not going to actually affect the mission at all. But it's just a weird coincidence. Developing an interdimensional rift ahead. This is your chance. Rifts like this one are the pinatas. There's no mark over the end, so it's actually pinatas. But it's pinatas. Of deep space, be ready for anything. We'll do science, of course. Pry open a gateway to another dimension. Plus food minus fuel. That's okay. It's our most likely chance of success. With a wave of your hand, your science team creates a door at the center of the rift. Engage. Come on, critical success. Really high chance of success. Looks like we're gonna get a critical failure, but we didn't. We got a success. Continue. With a bit of doing, your team creates a stable doorway into another dimension made entirely of corn. You harvest some bright purple stalks from the cornhole and fly off. 30 food. Didn't lose anything. Plus fuel is probably what I'm going to go with, but I do want to look ahead in case this is something. It's plus mystery, so we're going to go with plus fuel, then plus mystery, which is our only option from there. Routine roll call. You assemble your entire crew on the assembly deck for your scheduled mission roll call. Several people do not answer. Were they ever even there? -2 crew. We're losing crew out the wazoo. Not very good for us. The way forward is obscured by an endlessly churning cosmic storm. Green light pulses and flashes from within the thick, vibrant clouds. How will you proceed? We could harness the storm's power. We could use faster than light travel to outrun the lightning. Or we can use an EMP to negate the storm. I'm going with the bravado. I don't want to lose any more crew. We could... Losing mystery, I'm hoping, will just take away our food if we mess it up. This is gonna be a big chance of failure. You give the order to your navigator and ready your engineers. You send out an array of energy designed to attract the storm's fury and harness its power. Engage. Come on. No whammies. That's a whammy. The storm keeps up its end of the bargain by repeatedly zapping your ship with strike after strike of nebular lightning. Sadly, while the array attracts the punishment, it converts it into no fuel and a severely damaged sensor array. -1 science from someone that does have quite a bit of science, and -1 hull. We could take the hull hit, but that science hit's gonna be rough. Plus mystery, and the threat level is 2. For I think the first time, unless I've been paying no attention whatsoever. I'm gonna go plus mystery, minus mystery. I'll read through the thing though. One morning, the iconic red uniforms of the low-ranking crew are suddenly neon-colored. What's going on? Something's got to be done. The whole neon thing is ugly and hard in the eyes, and neon shirts doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as well. Have the shirts analyzed or have the crew analyzed. We don't want to take a chance of losing the crew. I mean, there's still a chance with the minus mystery, but we're gonna have the shirts analyzed. The science team asks the crew to turn over their uniforms for analysis to see why they've turned neon. +5 instead of +7 like it could have been. But that's okay. We still have a 50% chance of success. Instead, we got critical failure. This is not looking like it's going to be a win. It turns out that the ensign in charge of doing the crew's laundry mixed some things up. Not only do you have to sell some fuel to afford new uniforms, but the combination of wrong laundry products has also given everyone bad rashes. We lost 6 more crew, 150 of our fuel. We're real low on fuel, and Annagale Levenger has lost 1 HP. Moving on. Very unfortunate. We're low on fuel and crew. We've got enough food for a while. Plus crew in the Pink Nebula is the way to go. Tower of the Astromancer. You come upon the Tower of Invarial the Astromancer. 100 humbled heroes are said to be sealed inside. Your staffing budget isn't what it used to be. You could really use those heroes. Maybe the Star Wizard isn't around. We just ran into this guy at the EvilCon. Science is still our highest skill despite losing it twice already, but fight magic with science is what we're gonna do. You shall be the one to prove to Invarial that science, not magic, is the most powerful force in the galaxy. You issue an official challenge and prepare to wield whatever your lab hands you with the utmost confidence. Engage. We have a better chance of succeeding, but that doesn't mean we're not going to fail. Success! Invarial's eyes roll back as he speaks the ancient names of the stars, but you've got a weaponized Tesla coil. You fuel it up, fire, and lock into energy tug of war. It's a draw. Invarial's prisoners escape to duel and join you. We only got 4 crew members. Not 100. Mystery, mystery, food, crew in the Space Alamo. We're gonna go here because I don't want to do an away mission. We're gonna run out of fuel. Reinforcements. Oh, you encounter 2 inactive repair droids floating in space. You bring them aboard, and upon activating them, discover that they are ready to repair and reinforce your hull. However, with a few tweaks, you can turn them into general purpose droids. Why can't we do the first one, then the second one? Armor up or new friends? I don't know. I think our crew position might be a little more critical than our hull position. This might prove to be a bad move, but I think our fuel is going to be what ends the game for us, if anything. So I'm going to go ahead and say that was an okay move. Down to 10 fuel. We really need to gain some of that. Luckily, we are somewhere where we can. You spot unexpected passengers aboard, taking holographic pictures and asking impertinent questions of your crew. They claim to be fans from another dimension, where you, your ship, crew, and perils are viewed as popular entertainment. Okay, we could give them a grand tour, we can pry into their intel sources, or we can get these fans off my ship. Since they all get us fuel, that narrows us down to the 2 that are tied at 3. Attack gets us minus hull, which I think is in worse condition than our food, so we're going to give them a grand tour. It's generally best to stay on the good side of transdimensional travelers with knowledge beyond the ken of mortal Urzan. You decide to play the gracious host and treat them as a sort of first contact, giving the fans room to explore. Engage. Oh, critical success. Thank you very much. Continue. The ship greatly impresses, enthuse the fans. Supply your engineers with technical details and specs on other ships they visited, some of which haven't even been built yet. The insights improve efficiency across the board. That's plus 375 fuel, which is a huge amount, and plus 1 science, which makes up for a little of what we've lost. Planet detected with food, or we could go to the Space Alamo and basically bypass everything. Set a course for that, because I think we're just gonna skip it. I don't want to buy new crew, but we could just kind of say, time to leave. Bingo, bango. We can get crew or mystery. We can get mystery, or fuel. I think we're set on fuel for at least a little while. We should probably go plus crew, and then plus mystery or plus mystery from there. Yeah, set a course. In the event that we run out of crew, or food, crew acts as food as well. I don't know if it's supposed to be that the crew is dying of starvation or that the rest of the crew is eating them. I really don't know. Eldred, the Mixed Masochist, Cyborg DJ Eldred, who we encountered previously, is dropping cosmic beats in a nearby sector. The show is likely packed with wayward youths. The perfect place for Galaxy Force recruitment. You know what? You know that Eldred has a reputation for villainous behavior. What's the plan? Science, of course. We're going to challenge Eldred to a mix-off. Your science team equips you with a musical mech suit. You've got Gamma Blade turntables on your forearms and Galaxophone jump jets. You bust in, prepared for the ultimate sonic showdown. These youths shall be the spoils of your victory. Pretty low chance of failure, but that doesn't mean it's a no chance of failure. And we got a failure. You go head to head with Mix Masochist himself, and you swipe and scratch at his Voxbox, but he's too quick for you. Wow. All your base are belong to me. He cries. Sorry. As he shatters your sonic suit, you put up a good fight, but it wasn't enough. -1 science, -1 bravado, +1 attack for this person who had quite a bit of science, some bravado, and we actually lost 2 stats, but we did gain 1. I don't know why I can highlight these. Oh, I can't. She's just always got the gold borders. Okay, never mind. Close that. Yeah. So, moving on. Oof. Pretty rough. Plus mystery, plus food, plus hull. Let's go to the one that gives us 2 options, instead of the one that gives us 1 option. Oh, hey, you've encountered a gravestone. We're going to take a shuttle and pay our respects. Duckbeard, Beakface, the Indestructible 2, not that indestructible. That's nice. Hazardous respects. The gravestone was surrounded by traps and other defensive mechanisms. You were able to outwit them all, and you learn 1 weird trick about defensive maneuvers, so we got +1 to tactics. That's pretty good. What do we got here? Crisis, bad hair day. Your comm screen flashes on. Prepare to meet your annihilation, says an alien with the stupidest looking hair ever. The bridge crew tries not to laugh. It looks like he has a dead animal on his head. It's hard to take him seriously. Okay, we can compliment his hair, which would get us plus mystery, but would also lose us crew. Or we can offer our Fabulon stylist, which would increase our food, but lose a mystery. I don't want to lose crew, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to gain food. We're pretty low on food. I'll do that. You propose a deal, you send over your Fabulon stylist for a while, and he doesn't annihilate you. That's reasonable, right? Engage. We're at 50-50 shots of... Well, we got failure. Okay, continue. When your stylist arrives, the alien immediately eats him. Works every time, he says, smacking his lips. They're my favorite delicacy because they taste faintly of conditioner. You are devastated. We lose a bravado. So much for the bravado-focused run, and we lose a crew member. Plus food. Plus hull. Plus food. We'll go to plus hull since we'll get food at the next one regardless. We're back down to threat levels of 1, interestingly enough. We were at 2 for at least one encounter. I'm not paying that close of attention to the threat levels because I don't think it really matters that much. Quell, the Quasardvark. A pop-up ad fills your database. Free ship repair, upgrades, and more offered to anyone who puts an end to the terror of Lumos 4, the sun-swallowing Quasardvark. You don your Galaxy Force regulation sunglasses and issue your orders. We can land on the creature's back with our tactics. We can blow it up from inside with our attack. That sounds more like bravado to me. Or we can synthesize a Quasardvark repellent with our science, which is still, despite taking a couple hits to it, our highest stat. It'd be silly not to use that. Let's see. You know that spark shrews flee in the presence of vaporized propellium, and since your ship runs on a liquid propellium, you've got plenty. Perhaps this Quasardvark can't stand the stuff either. Experiment time. Engage. Pretty good chances of success. Looking bad. It went bad. You spray a trail of pure propellium from your fuel tanks in a ring around the Lumos sector. The good news is that your theory was sound. The Quasardvark hates it. The bad news is that it is now trapped within Lumos space and super agitated. That's minus 150 fuel, and we didn't get any hull out of it either. Very low on fuel at this point. We can make it to about here without getting more. This is a planet, so we got to do an away mission. And I don't think we're going to be picking up any fuel anytime soon, unfortunately. Do we need to do this away mission? No. But it might get us something. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Your logistics officer has scheduled an all-day team building seminar. Sure, you won't remember their names, but it was nice to mingle with the Reds a bit. +1 diplomacy. Pretty nice. Darkness falls across the land. You are hailed by a jerry-curled, I don't know what that word is, jerry-curled zombie in a studded red leather jacket. From a nearby moon, the alien raises one sequin glove in greeting, inviting you to the surface. Are you curious enough to form an away team? Beat it, just beat it. I don't think we could spare the crew, to be honest. Plus hull in either of these, but plus fuel at this one. So we're going to go to this one so that we can go get fuel. Because that's, yeah. Okay, let's do it. Real quick, I want to check how close we are. Oh, we're actually decently close. I don't think we're going to reach it. Okay, no, I think we have a chance. I don't think we're going to reach this star without running out of fuel. Oh, we might actually. We might have just enough. Drat, you've entered fancy space. Hopefully you can pass through without anyone. Bzz, ha ha ha, and what have we here? Galaxy Force Cruiser? How droll. Prepare to be boarded by the great Raculot for your extravagant evaluation. We can flatter Raculot to distract it. We've run into this guy too. We can deploy the gaudy goggles, or we can say that the ship's a mess, ambush him. Obviously the science option, still. Despite the fact that it is minus fuel, it's our best chance at success. So, here we go. What do we get? Oh, that's good. Okay, I thought it was going to be a failure there. Your chief inventor is honored that you remembered the gaudy goggles. He presents them to you, explaining that if the Raculot wears them on this tour, he will see the most magnificent ship imaginable. Continue. With the gaudy goggles in place, Raculot sees a whole different ship. Your ship is astounding, Captain. Follow me to my distant homeworld. We can discuss upgrades. Distant was an understatement. You burned a lot of fuel, but it was worth it. No, it wasn't. We got +3 hull, but we're down to 15 fuel and definitely can't make it to this next star where the fuel is. So, oops. Plus fuel twice in a row, though, so if we can get a little bit of fuel here, we should be okay. We're going to engage our SOS. This burns through food, but the recruiter. A large, fancy ship approaches, and you are hailed by a woman in a powered suit. She explains that she's a recruiter looking for new talent for various job postings around the quadrant. She's willing to give you fuel for some talent. Obviously, we have crew to spare because if we don't give her the crew, we're going to run out of food and start eating our crew anyway, so we need the fuel. You exchange a tearful goodbye with the crew you send over, hoping that they enjoy their new jobs. Once you receive the fuel and part ways, you realize that she may have been a slave trader. Uh-oh. That's not good. But at least we're going to get a little bit more fuel here. We could now use some crew, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Not him again. You've been boarded. Oh, great. It's the inebriated galactic mooch, the Kapalka. Hey, Captain, let's get this party starting. I'm super hungry. What's for dinner? Oh, wait. Let's go to Kepler Burger and the science option, of course. And let's examine his blobby body. That's plus fuel, but with a chance of minus hull. You've got a hunch that his shimmering gelatinous body could be useful. As a bonus, you could sedate him in the lab to shut him up. What could go wrong? Engage. A lot could go wrong, apparently, because there's a very good chance of failure here. At least it wasn't critical. And we have another fuel encounter coming up. You get him down to the lab, but the sedative isn't working. It just turns him blue. Suddenly his gelatinous form hardens, giving him uber massive properties. Soon the lab can no longer contain him, and he ruptures the hull. Fascinating. We should gain science from that. Come on, -3 hull, but we learned something. A bluish star, it has the blues. Set a course. Or, hopefully, fuel. Indicator light. You can't take it anymore. You divert resources from your science team to turn off the annoying indicator light that has been flashing on your dashboard for the last light year. -1 science, moving on. Okay, science may no longer be our best stat, or at least not by much. Might be tied? Yep, tied with tactics and diplomacy, with bravado as our lowest, somehow. After a flash of purple light, your ship is in another dimension. A mechanical bear, wolf, and raptor float before you. Whoa, it's the Mechatars. According to legend, these guys defend the universe from untold terrors. Are you swarm, they ask. We can say yes to get some fuel. We can say no to get some mystery. We're going to say yes because we want fuel. Figuring that this is probably a code phrase to test your friendliness, you decide it's best to answer in the affirmative. Oh dear. Here in the Mechaverse, swarm are the enemies, shields up. Engage. Better chance of success than failure, but that doesn't mean we're going to succeed. In fact, it means we are going to have a critical failure. Continue though. You're no match for the Mechatars. Coordinated elemental attacks. Miraculously, you somehow make it back to your own dimension. Those Mechatars were such tough opponents. Really cool looking, but really tough. That's -1 HP from this person. You can't look at what I'm pointing at because my mouse doesn't show up in the recording. -3 hull, -1 attack. That's a pretty darn bad encounter. We could go to plus mystery or plus fuel for money. An industrial mining outpost looks like a good place to trade. Fuel is in high demand. Oh, they want fuel? Plus crew, plus fuel. What was this one again? Plus mystery. Let's go here. Hope that we get a SOS beacon soon, but we're probably not going to. I think this is going to be the end of the run before we even reach this outpost here. This is pretty bad. Oh, hey, Urzan Long Hauler. Oh, wow, we can't even make the trade? We don't have any food to spare. And Urzan hails you and explains that she'll trade you 100 fuel for some of your NutriPaste. She claims to have miscalculated how much she needed for the cryo-hibernation leg of her long journey. We don't have any food to spare. You apologize to the Urzan and wish her luck on her long journey. She shrugs and yawns before terminating the transmission. Moving on. Engage SOS. Danilog died. Carmina Marin died. Ate all the food, then starved. That's nice. Anagale Levenger died. And our captain's gonna die too. Oh hey! Scrap Enthusiast. Uh-oh. You are hailed by a crazed-looking man with a thick white beard. He heard your distress call and is willing to give you fuel for some of your ship's outer plating. Judging by the hodgepodge vessel this guy's flying, he's a collector. So, If we only give up 1 hull, this might work. But if we give up 2 or more, we lose, and if we don't, we lose anyway. May as well give it a shot. After an hour, oh no, of welding and stripping, the metal fan is satisfied with his hull and gives you the fuel. Unfortunately, the removed panels to your vessel is now labeled the Indestructible 2. -2 hull, plus 100 fuel. Moving on, and the Indestructible 2, not that indestructible. That's nice. Mission failed. Alas, Janie Aliway, your journey has come to an end. Quadrilateral Quadrant is a dangerous place, so do not be discouraged. You have been posthumously awarded the title Incredibly Dead. Huh. Well, continue. We can select the mission, but we're not going to because it's been quite a while, so I need to let you know that that is all for now. So thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click that like button, subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and I will see you next time.